Good morning to all my loving children of 7th standard. As we had an interaction for few minutes and we have only few minutes left to get this session ended, I have covered only 2 questions in this particular session and 2 questions are being given as homework. The remaining time we had an interactive session. So in this session I have covered only 2 questions that I will be explaining to you, and that has to be written in your notebook, those 2 questions which I have covered in this session, and the 2 questions are being given as homework. Okay, so last class, let's have a brief recap on last class. Last class we have discussed about an algorithm to find the sum of 2 natural numbers in the flowchart. The same algorithm, how we are representing it in flowchart to find the sum of 2 natural numbers. The same algorithm and our flowchart, we have done it in the class, and the same was told to write in your notebook. Write an algorithm to find the cube of a given number, flowchart to find the cube of a given number, algorithm to find the area of a rectangle, and flowchart to find the area of a triangle. These were the questions which we have covered in the last class, and 3 questions was given as homework. So total 6 questions on flowcharts and 3 questions on algorithm was done during the last session. Clear, children? Shall we move to today's session? Okay. That is, oval or rounded rectangle shape is used for start and stop box. Rectangle we use process. That is the calculation part, we use the rectangle shape. Parallelogram for input as well as output, we use this parallelogram shape. Diamond we haven't started still, we'll be starting soon. That is the decision box, we'll be starting in our further classes. And arrows, that is the flow lines, we'll be covering in our you have already covered. This flow lines you already covered, isn't it? So oval, rectangle, oval or rounded rectangle, start and stop. Rectangle is for process, parallelogram is input and output, diamond is decision, and arrows are used to connect these geometrical shapes. Clear? Now today's questions on flowchart, we'll be discussing these 2 questions. And the first question is drawing a flowchart to find the perimeter of a square. These questions you have learnt in your maths 6th standard. Perimeter of a square, perimeter of a rectangle, all these things. So it will be a brief recap for you all as well in your subject maths. And drawing a flowchart for this question also, that is, a body moving with a uniform motion travels 100 kilometers in 2.5 hours. Calculate its speed. So the formula for speed is equal to distance by time. That is the formula for calculating the speed. Okay. ഒരു ബോഡി ഇങ്ങനെ യൂണിഫോം മോഷനിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യാണ്, ഇത്രയും ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്തു, 100 കിലോമീറ്റേഴ്സ് ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്തു, 2.5 hours ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ അതിൻ്റെ സ്പീഡ് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ സ്പീഡ് ഈസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ബൈ ടൈം. സോ യുൽ ഗെറ്റ് ദ സ്പീഡ്. So these 2 flowchart questions will be covering in this particular session. Now the first one is drawing a flowchart to find the perimeter of a square. Perimeter of a square is equal to 4 into side. That is the formula for calculating the perimeter of a square. To start, you are writing it in oval or rounded rectangle shape. You are giving one input s and storing that particular variable in s. Okay, that is given in parallelogram shape. Input perimeter is equal to 4 into side. That is the formula for calculating the perimeter of a square, 4 into side. Then display the perimeter, which is an output, that is also in parallelogram shape. Again stop. Clear? ഒരു ഇൻപുട്ട് ഇട്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നു, എസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ വേരിയബിളിൽ പാരലോഗ്രാം ഷേപ്പ്, ഫോർമുല കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു, പെരിമീറ്റർ ഇസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു 4 into side, rectangle shape. Then again displaying the perimeter again in parallelogram shape, that is output. That again stop. That is again rounded rectangle or oval shape. Clear, children? Now the next question. Speed is equal to distance by time. Start again in oval shape. It's reading D. It's reading T. Both the variables read and D and T, that is distance and time. It's calculating speed in the rectangle shape. Speed is equal to distance by time, D by T. Then again display speed. Again stop. രണ്ട് വേരിയബിൾസ് ഇൻപുട്ട് ആയിട്ട് ഇട്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നു, ഡിസ്റ്റൻസും ടൈമും. പാരലോഗ്രാം ഷേപ്പ്. റെക്ടാങ്കിൾ ഷേപ്പിൽ അതിൻ്റെ സ്പീഡിൻ്റെ ഫോർമുല വെച്ച് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. സ്പീഡ് ഇസ് ഈക്വൽ ടു ഡിസ്റ്റൻസ് ബൈ ടൈം. ആൻഡ് അഗെയിൻ ഔട്ട്പുട്ടിൽ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഷോയിങ് അഗെയിൻ ഇൻ പാരലോഗ്രാം ഷേപ്പ്, ഡിസ്പ്ലേ സ്പീഡ്. ആൻഡ് അഗെയിൻ സ്റ്റോപ്പ്. Clear? Clear, children? So both these questions, please write it in your notebook. Next comes the homework question. Today's session homework is draw a flowchart to find the perimeter of a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle, the formula ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ തന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. 2 into L plus B, that is 2 is into length plus breadth. ഒരു ഫോർമുല എഴുതിയാൽ മതി. is equal to 2 into L plus B, that is the perimeter of a rectangle. Length plus breadth ആണ്. And drawing a flowchart to find the area of a triangle. ട്രയാങ്കിളിൻ്റെ ഏരിയ കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാനുള്ള ഫോർമുലയാണിത്. ഏരിയ ഓഫ് എ ട്രയാങ്കിൾ is equal to half into base into height. Half into base into height gives you the formula for calculating the area of a triangle. Draw the flowchart for these two homework questions. Do it in your notebook. So total today 4 questions has to be written in your notebook. 2 questions which was done during this session and 2 questions as homework. Questions has to be written in your notebook. Clear, children? Thank you. Thank you for being with me. Have a nice day.